So, I've been reading a handful more webtoons, and, well, another one that I'm here to talk about now is Straylight Tiger. It's a pretty interesting one. It's set in a sci-fi world where, after a certain event, there are now 3 different types of human beings, I guess. There are normal people, like you and me. I doubt there would be anyone that isn't a normal human being, given that we live in reality. That's a weird tangent already. And then there are shapeshifters or shifters who can turn into animals, or to a degree. Mainly, they just become bipedal, humanoid versions of said animals. And enduring, who are basically mages, for lack of a better comparison, but they're immortal. They can't die. Well, they can when their timer runs out, because all endurings are given a set lifespan, and they cannot die until the timer hits 0. It's an interesting concept for 3 races, and there's some lore, and basically there's also a special material called illuminite, which is incredibly toxic and dangerous to shifters and enduring, and so to balance things out, humans use illuminite so that they don't get oppressed by a far superior, a more powerful race like the shifters and enduring. Anyway, our story follows our protagonist, whose name Angelina. That's her name. Her name's Angelina. I didn't forget, I promise. Who is just a regular girl. For now. Slight spoiler, if you will, but for now she's a normal girl. And she has a brother, but she is moving to the big city, Crytopia, like the capital, the embodiment of everything right and wrong with the world as it is, from what I can assess from having read the first 18 or so chapters of it. I think there's only around, I think there's under 30 as of me recording this video. I do need to read more. But yeah, with this dreamy-eyed view of Crytopia, our protagonist, she's off to university, for some context, to become a biologist, I think, or something. Something science-related, like her parents were, and like her older brother, Adonis is. I remembered his name. That's good. Moving on. So she moves to the city, we get introduced to one of her friends, who is another normal person, and shortly after, her roommate, who gives off extreme mommy energy. But that might just be me projecting my tastes. If you disagree, you're wrong. Anyway, things shortly derail as Angelina and her friend Jackie, I think that was her name, and her roommate's called Ray. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm having to remember names because I haven't read a chapter in a couple days. But yeah, Jackie and Ray, they end up getting caught by some shifters and enduring who are members of this cult called the Golden Dragon. They're basically a terror group, and they're going to use them as blood sacrifices. Well, because they want to summon a deity or something. A golden dragon, if you couldn't tell by the name of the cult. But, you know what I said earlier? How Angelina isn't exactly... She's a normal human. For now. Well, she's not exactly a normal human. She's a hybrid. She is half human, half shifter. Although she has seemingly used some stuff that would be considered that of an enduring. She has used some elemental powers. That when she first shifts, she summons lightning, and during that altercation, she is using lightning powers to a degree. So she's probably going to have the powers of all 3 and be able to use Illuminite and not be fucked by it. So there's that. But why is she a hybrid? Because her parents wanted to have a kid, but shifters and humans can't have kids because of the extreme differences of one can turn into animals because they can. And so, being as her parents were scientists, they just test tube babied her, and bam, here she is. And so, to make it seem like she was a normal human being, because where they lived was in a human-only zone, she was taking medication which suppressed her hybridity and made her just human. However, from this point on, she is half shifter, half human. But she's not just any shifter, she is a tiger shifter, hence the title of the webtoon. And seemingly the only one left alive, because all the other ones were killed during a tragedy, as you'd imagine. And from here, a few other pretty major things happen. We're introduced to the company that, you know, well, basically the guy that runs the school, the university she's at, who's also like a big shot in the like Illuminite weapons and stuff industry. I mean, he makes a big team of a bunch of people, including Ray, because Ray's the one that saves them after Angelina shifts. And I'm kind of just skipping over stuff here and there, because she uses guns, which are illegal, but she uses guns because she's just that cool and doesn't give a fuck about no government. Adonis is seemingly dead, or at least captured by a mysterious group. And also, I don't really trust Mr. President guy. He seems a bit sus. But yeah, that's just a loose plot rundown. Go read it if you want to know more, and obviously in more detail, and what happens after that, like I need to as well. But yeah, this story is pretty interesting. Out of all of the webtoon I've talked about more recently, like Soulwinder, Keys, Kubera, Mythic Item Obtained, and obviously Tower of God, this one I'd probably put lower than the others. It's definitely enjoyable. I really like it. I do like the characters and the interactions they have with each other, and the art's really nice. I do really like the way it looks. It's very pretty. The character designs are also really good as well, and I like the concept for the world and the different races, but so far the story hasn't really hooked me like the other ones have. So out of all of them, I'd place this a little bit worse than the rest. Still good, still worth a read in my opinion, just not as good as the other ones I've previously talked about. Yeah, I really like it. It's mainly the art and the concept that are keeping me going. I'm sure the story will pick up, especially if I read more, and I do like the some groundwork that's been laid, but we'll have to see how things go. Anyway, with all that said, I've been Animosity, you've been you, and you probably won't be seeing this for a couple weeks. Yeah, because I'm recording this quite a while. I'm doing a bunch of bulk recording so I don't fall behind when moving into my new house. Anyway, let's rerun the outro. I've been Animosity, you've been you, and I hope to catch you all next time for another video. Ta-ta, for now. Also, don't expect 5 videos this week.